Can you beat me and guess all 15 terms before time runs out? The rules are simple. 15 term definitions to guess. 5 rounds. Each one focused on a different topic. You will get 1 point for every correct answer. Think you can get a perfect score? Let's play! Round 1. Ownership and title concepts. Heads up. These ones confused the heck out of me when I was studying. Term 1. Go! The beneficial interest held by a person who has the right to obtain full ownership of a property even though legal title is still held by another party. For example, a buyer under a real estate sales contract holds this interest before closing. Can you guess what it is? Think about it. Equitable title. Equitable title is what the buyer gets once they sign the purchase agreement, even before closing day. It means they have a real stake in the property. If the seller tries to back out or sell to someone else, the buyer can sue to enforce the contract. Most students forget this term until exam day. Don't be one of them. Title that appears to be valid, but due to a hidden fact, is actually void. Color of title. This happens when someone believes they own a property, maybe through an old deed or inheritance, but there's actually a problem with the paperwork. Now, number 3. A legal principle that treats a person as having been notified of certain facts, even without actual notice. In real estate, once a document is recorded or a person takes possession of property, the law presumes that others are aware of those facts. Think it through. Got it? Constructive notice. Final term of this round. How's your score looking? An interest in real property that lasts the length of someone's life. It is a type of freehold estate because it is indefinite in duration. When the life of the tenant ends, title reverts to the original owner, reversion, or a remainder man. Life estate. Great job! 4 down. How's your score so far? Remember, all these flashcards come straight from Lexiwise's database. You get access to over 1,000 flashcards just like these, plus unlimited practice exams and study guides. Check the link on the description below to level up your prep. Round 2. Property rights and attachments. These show up constantly on the exam, so make sure you understand them. Keep in mind that every wrong answer costs you a point, so here's the definition. The land is burdened by the easement. Servient tenement. If your neighbor has the right to cross your driveway, your property is the servient tenement. Term 6. It includes easements, stock in a mutual water company, covenants, and minerals still in the ground. They are considered real property and run with the land. Appurtenances. If you buy a house with a driveway easement, a shared well, or even built-in appliances, those appurtenances transfer to you automatically. They're attached to the property, not the owner. This next term seems super logical, but if you don't understand it correctly, your client could end up making the worst purchase of their life. The right to enter or leave designated premises. Right of ingress or egress. Ingress means entering, egress means exiting. Excellent! 7 terms down, you're making great progress. Round 3. Transfer and financing clauses. Let's keep the momentum going with financing clauses. These are critical for protecting both buyers and lenders. The brain hates leaving things unfinished, so stick with me, you're doing amazing. Are you keeping track of your score? How many points do you have so far? This one is very important, and a lot of students struggle to differentiate it from another similar clause. Clause in a mortgage instrument that prevents a borrower from selling a property or allowing an assumption of the existing mortgage without lender approval. If an attempt is made to do so without prior approval, the entire remaining mortgage balance becomes due before the property can be transferred. Alienation clause. Also called a due on sale clause. You need to know this term cold so you don't put your client at risk. The practice of charging more than the rate of interest allowed by law. Usury. Every state has laws capping how much interest a lender can charge. If a lender goes over that limit, they're committing usury, which is illegal. This protects borrowers from predatory lending. As a real estate professional, you should know your state's usury limits to help clients avoid bad deals. A mortgage loan for which the initial payments are low but increase over the life of the loan. Graduated payment mortgage. This loan is designed for buyers who expect their income to grow over time, like young professionals early in their careers. If you're planning to go into commercial real estate, this one's fundamental for you. A mortgage in which the lender participates in the income of the mortgage venture beyond a fixed return, or receives a yield on the loan in addition to the straight interest rate. Take a moment. Participation financing. For example, if you're financing a shopping center, the lender might take a percentage of the rental income or profits. That's 11 terms. You're past the halfway point now. Stay focused, we're heading into the home stretch. Pause and comment your score. Let's see who's got a perfect 11. Round 4. Liens and encumbrances. Master these now because one mistake here can blow up a closing and cost your client thousands. Well, you voluntarily made it to round 4. Appropriate, because this term is all about doing things voluntarily. A lien placed on property with the owner's consent, usually to secure repayment of a loan. Common examples include a mortgage or deed of trust. Voluntary lien. Keep this one handy for your cheapest client, the one who forgot to pay the contractor. A hold against your property filed by an unpaid contractor, subcontractor, laborer, or material supplier and is recorded with the county recorder's office. Mechanic's lien. Let's say a contractor renovates your kitchen but you don't pay them. They can file a mechanic's lien against your property. Only 2 terms left. Let's finish strong with our final block. Round 5. Leases and valuation. Final round. These last 2 are super practical. You'll use these concepts all the time in the field. What's a lease? In which an existing tenant sublets, or leases again, the property to a third party, and the lessee becomes the lessor. Sandwich lease. You won't forget the name of this term. Imagine you lease an office space, but then you sublet part of it to another business. You're a tenant to the original landlord, but you're also a landlord to your subtenant. You're sandwiched in the middle. This setup creates unique responsibilities and risks, so understanding the terms of the original lease is critical. Your last point is at stake. Don't forget to drop your final score in the comments. Tell us if you get a perfect record or not. Method of estimating the value of a property by looking at sales of comparable properties. Let's get this one right. Market data or comparison approach. Also called the sales comparison approach. This is the most common way to value residential property. An appraiser looks at 3 or 4 comparable homes, similar size, location, condition, and adjusts for differences like an extra bedroom or a renovated kitchen. Amazing work! You just mastered 15 essential real estate terms. You're one step closer to crushing that exam. Hungry for more? My channel is packed with practice videos, and we've loaded the description and pinned comments with free resources. Plus, you get 100 free questions on our platform. Don't sleep on that. Hit that like button if this helped, subscribe for more exam prep, and I'll see you in the next video.